Hey guys, I'm going to let you know what I'm kind of thinking about now. I'm looking for things that, I'm trying to identify certain aspects of things, certain components that are different, and the relationships between them, because this is an exercise in systems thinking, so it's all about relationships. So I'm wondering if I can just start looking, I'm going to define what I'm looking for, then I'm going to try to find it, which is something or some kind of component or process or entity or thing of anything that exists within this universe that might be directly connected to the external extraverse in some, whatever that extraverse is, whether it's that 2D universe of which my little theory assumes is theorizing or is hypothesizing we came from, or something else. I'm going to look for something that I think has to do with the external, outside of our universe, directly. So it would be something that has to do with perhaps how our bubble universe, if we're assuming that my theory about its origins is correct, that's kind of where we're basing everything off of. It has to, this thing has to do with how our universe is configured at the beginning, how it came into being, perhaps, how it is functioning overall through its major, through it performing its purpose, which is to dissipate energy. If it has something to do with that, I'm going to think that might be a direct connection to the outside. Something that's not a function or process that solely exists as just a result of how this universe inside is being dealt with. So, for example, in a process that's taking place within this universe and not outside, directly connected to outside, it would be, stars burning is a process that is not connected to the I would say is not connected to the outside. I'm going to assume it's not. A process that I would say that might be externally connected or connected to an external part or having something to do with the overall purpose of the universe would be dark energy, perhaps, as that is theorized to be the driver behind inflation and the increasing speed at which our universe is expanding right now, because the expansion is accelerating, and they think it has to do with this dark energy. And that might be, if we're assuming the purpose of the universe is to dissipate heat, more precisely to neutralize that heat so it is no longer useful and can do no work, it would make sense, obviously, to not only have it expand, but have it expand at a increasing rate. Perhaps it's due to a feedback loop that you see in some most complex systems, where the dissipation and expansion of heat, the dissipation of heat itself and the expansion of time brings more dark energy into existence, which speeds up that dissipation and expansion further, which then adds more dark energy, which speeds it up even further, and so it can complete its ultimate purpose. Something that would be internal, I think, would be thermodynamics, because that has to do with laws that are unique to our universe internally, because it's part of the process it's part of the overall function of this universe is guided by those laws. That's the attractor, the point at which everything in this universe is kind of guided to, and everything in this universe is actually doing because it's forced to do by that law, which is everything. Every single thing is losing energy over time. Everything is in every system. I wrote this down as an idea. Every system has self-preservation. It wants to self-preservate, and for the most part, and I haven't really thought about this too much, but energy is first. This way they organize this to maximize their use of energy. I mean, that's the maximum power principle and the constructual principle, I suppose, but energy comes first before their whatever the purpose of that system is, because without the energy usage and whatever, then the system cannot do what it is meant to do. So all the systems within, all the complex systems that exist within this universe are essentially battling it out against the purpose of what this universe is trying to do, which is neutralize energy through the basic attractor function of thermodynamic equations and the expansion, the overall structure of the universe, which is the expansion of space-time. And if you look around, you look around all of space, you see galaxies everywhere, and what are those galaxies doing? Well, it's full of stars that are just burning up heat, turning matter into energy, and radiating thermal heat, creating more disorder, less complexity. And in the center of those, you have black holes, which is just, they suck up that matter, which is probably, now that I'm thinking about it, I was thinking about this earlier, might actually be kind of that might have something fundamentally to do with how this universe is structured. This like a black hole. We think a black hole is like some kind of catastrophic accident, singularity. Oh, all this matter sucks up everything. It's horrible. But think about it. If matter, if it came from a 2D plane, it might not. Or energy, if it did, it might not have the same properties as it does here as far as gravity goes. And I don't think. I think I've read some papers that it didn't, and this, it's a really good way to you bring all that matter together, but it's not going to stay stable like it probably would have in a 2D universe. It is going to, in this 3D universe, it's going to do that weird thing, which is to create a black hole, and that's just going to kind of suck all the matter up and then just kind of crunch it up like it's some kind of matter blender and spit out Hawking radiation, where you're just kind of dissipating heat and you're dissipating energy at extreme rates. I mean, that's like the ultimate kind of example of matter to just crushing it up and spitting it out that there is, besides the Big Bang. And that's what the universe is. It's just a whole bunch of fucking galaxies and black holes in the middle radiating energy, and then you have the stars just burning up shit. So everything in this universe is following along that attractor, which is just dissipate heat and ultimately get neutralized so that there's no more energy that can, or the energy here can do no more work. And then probably this space, which topology could do what's called a decomposition, where it breaks away and breaks down, or it could do that, one of the weird things that scientists have proposed the universe might do when it ends, which is not heat death. Heat death isn't actually the end of the universe. It's the end of the purpose of the universe, but it's not the end of the universe as a space. The end of that might very well be not so much the big crunch, although that might happen because, if we're thinking of differences of time, we might exist in a split second in their universe where we're expanding and contracting so quickly, but then again, all that heat would just kind of go contract as well, and that would kind of defeat the purpose of everything. So I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think it's going to be more of a decomposition once it's fully expanded, or it's going to do that weird thing where the vacuum energy kind of escapes some kind of potential well, something like that. I haven't really read into it that much. And it causes, basically, the result is what I remember, because it was kind of like absurd. The entire universe crunches up to nothing instantly, which is kind of depressing, but hey, at least I won't feel anything. Just kidding, I already don't. I am dead inside. No, I'm not. But anyway, this is what I'm thinking. Thanks for listening to my brain thoughts. I am making a mind map. I'm really going to start focusing on hashing these ideas out, organizing them, because they are very disorganized, because this is systems thinking. This has to do with connections, interdependencies, feedback loops, and all kinds of webs of stuff that's very confusing to kind of look at without a visual kind of aid. So that's what I'm going to work on next, and hopefully have something more tangible and concrete as time goes on. Thanks for listening.